It's Madden NFL 23, where London will play host to a different kind of football. It's the Denver Broncos and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Coming up next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Today, we're set for a good AFC matchup between the Denver Broncos and the Jacksonville Jaguars. And a welcome in, everybody, with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, and Charles, so much gets made about offensive comparisons. Here's a matchup where the defenses may just take center stage.
Yeah, we usually talk about guys scoring touchdowns. How about the guys who prevent them and change the momentum of the game when they take the ball away? I love those ball hawks in the secondary. People after my own heart.
Here now, get us started is Logan Cook, and we are underway here in London. Fields it right around the goal line. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Time for our first look at the Denver offense, and of course the new face of the Broncos, 9-time Pro Bowler while in Seattle, Russell Wilson.
The Denver Broncos knew exactly what they wanted when they acquired Russell Wilson. They wanted to bring in a quarterback who was durable, consistent, and a proven winner to take a talented roster back to the postseason. And Russell Wilson, he was all those things in Seattle. One losing record in 10 seasons, missed only 3 games in that time, and made 9 Pro Bowls.
They find some open field here. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
First play of the drive, a first down run. That sets you up for whichever way you want to go. Do you come right back and run the football again because you got them on their heels? Or do you play chess match with them, break tendency, and go play action and go for the big shot?
So in Jacksonville territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. And a pretty athletic run right there as he's going to get this down inside the 40. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
How about that there? No frills, no additives, right? Nothing crazy. Just find a way to pick up the first down. A nice run right there.
What's the deal, y'all?
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. They run with a veteran of 8 years now. It's Melvin Gordon. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I think sometimes when you're trying to get after the quarterback, maybe it's better to be lucky than great. Because I think on that one, he's just trying to get upfield and rush the passer. Instead, the tackle for the loss landed right in his lap.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. On the delayed handoff, this is Gordon. And he's going to be brought down at about the 33-yard line.
You got to give kudos to your offensive line and guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire. They brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
And the Jags have 5 in the secondary here on 3rd down. Now it's Wilson. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
This is what defensive coaches ask of their defenders every single ball game. Get a hand on every throw and covers. They want the deflections. They want the knockaways. Pick it yourself if you can, but at least knock it down and guarantee it's incomplete.
The kick by McManus is good. And the Broncos, the first to grace the scoreboard. It's 3-zip. They were probably hoping to get him a little bit closer for a shorter field goal, but he was able to get it done from deep.
Nice little tester for him to begin things, huh? I think he was hoping for a little bit more of a chip shot. Instead, they made him stretch it out a little bit, but he's got to feel great now that he put it through the pipes.
After splitting the uprights, McManus to kick it away. Taking it about the 1. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. Jacksonville's offense trots out here for the first time, and all eyes go right to number 16. Now in his second season as the team's face of the franchise, Trevor Lawrence.
Everyone who expected highly touted Trevor Lawrence to champion the Jaguars to instant success last season, well, they got a little bit of a reality check. Despite the struggles, though, he still took on a major leadership role within the locker room and among the team. He also flashed some of his considerable potential on the field, particularly in a defiant Week 18 win over Indianapolis that knocked the Colts out of the playoffs.
Lawrence bringing the Jaguars up, 1st and 10 at their own 18. Here's Lawrence to throw. And completes it to Kirk over the middle. Will go down as a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver, that makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tougher, guys trying to get to the football.
Lawrence, he's going to drop this underneath for Robinson. Only able to gain a couple there, and it makes it 3rd down and 2 yards to go.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense put pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. What a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
Slant complete to Etienne. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. A 3rd down gain of 19. When you give up points on the opening drive, in this case a field goal, you'd hate to go 3 and out. They avoid that.
They do, and it's also walking that fine line mentally too as coach, isn't it? Because you want to emphasize to your team exactly what you said. All right, we gave up a field goal. Let's go back and at least equal that, guys. But if we don't, you don't want them to feel like it's the end of the world either. Nice that they were able to pick up the 1st down there, help them relax a little bit.
Throwing again here, it's Lawrence. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feed down complete. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive. A play fake for Robinson. Now Lawrence. Open man is Kirk, complete. And this is going to be another 1st down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos 42. Give them 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. And he remains perfect on this opening drive. Charles now 5 of 5 and another 1st down to work with.
He's like one of those great shooters in basketball that has his rhythm, has his confidence. He doesn't think anything is going to miss right now. As far as he's concerned, he's going to be perfect the entire game. And who's to say that it won't happen the way he's throwing it right now?
On play action, Lawrence. He'll let this go for the end zone. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
I see what they were trying to do. They were trying to find some dead space in the middle of the field and take their shot right there. A really good idea, but it winds up incomplete.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. And they'll run it. This is James Robinson. And he'll take it inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or 2 because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. That's Juwan Taylor, the right tackle.
Still 3rd down.
So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now. 3rd and long. Here's Lawrence. Checks this one down to Robinson. And he can only get this to the 42-yard line. And that is not near enough. That's going to bring up 4th down. Only a gain of 2 there.
How about that strategy there, Brandon? 3rd down. They just said, we've got faith in our tacklers. We'll give you the short stuff, and just decided to protect the sticks. So every time I hear fans telling me tackling's not a part of the game anymore, plays like that, I can clip and save and show them you have to tackle well if you want to be a good defense.
On 4th down, on is Logan Cook to punt. So now the second drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. The drive will start with an option going left. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. A little do-it-yourself run right there and a nice game.
And I like that he knew that that was about all he was going to get. So he did a nice job protecting himself, took care of the football. Look what the defense gave him. If they continue to allow him to do that, they'll find a way taking what they can all the way to the end zone.
Line of scrimmage, the 28 now as they come up on 2nd and a couple. Here's Wilson. That's out to the flat for Gordon. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Broncos 1st down.
That was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? 2nd and manageable. Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the 1st down, and that's exactly what he did.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Now it's Wilson. Man open, he's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down. Here's Wilson. That's taken in by Dulcich. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
So many times in my career, my coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 41. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Now Wilson on 2nd down. And he will find his man Sutton. That's complete. Now hang on here a second. Looks like a Jaguar in some obvious discomfort from that last play. Well, hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10. He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. Brought down by Trayvon Walker on the pass rush.
Jacksonville surprised a lot of people when they tabbed Trayvon Walker's #1 overall pick in the 2022 NFL Draft. And they're certainly betting that his athleticism will help him grow into one of the league's elite pass rushers.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. On the counter, here's Gordon. And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. Defense able to get there, swarm to the football. Zilch, 0 nada there for the offense, Charles.
Yeah, it really was an example of good team defense, wasn't it? Everyone handled their responsibilities, and they held them to no gain.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback, knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to him.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
4th down, Wilson trots off, and on comes Brandon McManus for the Denver field goal. He hit his first one, this from 44 yards out now. The kick by McManus is good, and that will make it 6-0. So scores on their first 2 possessions, but 6-0, so field goal is probably not what they were hoping for.
Man, you're exactly right about that. Not what they were hoping for, but they should be happy that they have points on the board. It almost feels like that old slow and steady wins the race, doesn't it? In this case, though, they want to be slow and steady now, but get explosive later and put the points up on the board.
So a couple of field goals now. 6-0 our score as the kick's away. And they'll bring it out to the 25 as Agnew elects for the touchback. So time to see Jacksonville again on offense for the 2nd time here in this game. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. Now a handoff to start it out. Robinson. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
That was a particularly nice play because not only was it his job to force the play inside, he was actually able to fold inside himself and make the tackle ultimately. Very nicely done.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Looking to throw, Lawrence. Oh, this is going to be caught along the sidelines. Probably shouldn't have been caught. He's going to lose yardage there. A yard in the wrong direction makes 3rd down tougher. 3rd down and 9.
I believe I could see what they were trying to do there, but unfortunately, the back ran out of room. Too close to the sideline. And for defenders, we're often taught 11 on the field. The sidelines can become the 12th defender. It worked to the defense's advantage on that play.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Pat Surtain. And the Broncos will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line. Oh, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
Denver's offense now set to go. They'll start following the interception in great field position at the 45. So 1st and 10 here for Wilson and the Broncos at the 45. After the interception, here's Wilson. On the throw, let him too much that time. It's incomplete.
One thing I have learned, receivers don't mind high throws so much to the sideline, but do that over the middle to them, and not only the DB's going to throw a little verbal trash their way, when they get back to the huddle, they're going to have a few words to say to their QB, aren't they?
Yeah, hung out to dry a little bit there on the high throw. Luckily fell incomplete. On second down, they'll run with Gordon. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially nothing on that one. No gain, so they're left with still 10 to go on third down. It shows you right there, he can do more than just cover in the secondary from that free safety position.
Yeah, the evolution of the position has really been significant, hasn't it? Because a lot of teams no longer have a free safety, strong safety designation. They just have safeties. So wherever the ball is, one can be close to the line of scrimmage, one can be deep, and vice versa. On that play, how about that tackle we just saw? Pretty nice.
Broncos football as we begin quarter number 2. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. On third down, Wilson. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to fourth down. Just not much a quarterback can do there, CD. The pressure was in his face almost instantaneously, led to a very quick sack.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
As we check the next-gen stats, you'll see he had precious little time to do anything with the football there. Going to be a 43-yard punt, just a single yard on the return. And the Jaguars go on offense, first down and 10. Jacksonville back on offense and ready to take over. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ballgame.
Yeah, some guys, they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes and get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you've got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
Yeah, that's good for a gain of 6, and that'll bring us second down. They go play action with Lawrence. Rolling to his right. And he'll just get rid of it.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with confidence, having a lot of point yet, flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
The Jaguars on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Now Lawrence. Sets up the screen to Robinson. And he'll be stopped well short. Only 2 yards there. 4th and 3.
Yeah, third down. Those pass rushers, they're in the starter's block. They're just waiting for the pistol to fire. You can almost hear the defensive coaches on the sideline pre-snap. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Really good job there of identifying it and making the play for us 4th down.
Here's Logan Cook now to punt this one away. Taken from just outside the 30. They'll call this a 41-yard punt, 7 on the return. And the Broncos take over, first down and 10. And Denver getting set to take the field. And they're about to come up on drive number 4. But so far, just 2 field goals on drives 1 through 3.
Wondering if the head coach has talked with his offensive coordinator and said, look, let's go ahead and press this a little bit. I'm giving you 4 downs on just about every occasion to try and get this offense kick-started and have it culminate in touchdowns. Maybe someday press it a little bit. This might be the case.
They'll start the drive with a run by Gordon. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. 38-yard line, 2nd and 9. This is Gordon as they go to him again. Able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job standing in proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
And the Jags with 5 in the secondary now on 3rd down. Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. That's complete to the tight end, Subbard. Consecutive gains of 1, 2, and now 3 yards. Brings up 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute. It's about guard the first down steps, don't let them get there, and they rallied and made the tackle.
Fourth down, Corliss Waitman now on to punt. On the return, here's Agnew. A 39-yard punt, a return of 5. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set to go again. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try and make a first down and get some momentum going. It's been a struggle for them throughout the game, and that 3 and out on the last possession, that told you just how stalled they are on offense.
So who will step up here? We'll see. They begin to drive with Robinson. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Now Lawrence to throw. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
I think he could have scanned downfield forever, but there wasn't anything available. Ends up throwing an incompletion, and I think he'll take that.
An incomplete pass on 2nd down. It muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. Lawrence will throw. They'll try and set up the screen to Etienne. And he will be very close to a first down. I see the closed fist to the referee. And that means 4th down. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And it'll be 4th down.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on 3rd and long because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he can get the first down.
Here's Logan Cook now as he's on the punt for Jacksonville. That'll be a 44-yard boot, just a yard on the return as he's covered up quickly. The Bronco offense now set to come back out onto the field. No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. 1st and 10 as this new drive starts. So 1st and 10 here for Wilson and the Broncos at their own 23. He'll hand this one off to Gordon, and he'll get this just across the 25-yard line.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
Balled it to 26, 2nd and 7. Play action. It's Wilson. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then of course they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play, and that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now it's Wilson. Over the middle, complete. It's Sutton. So the completion good for 7 there, and it'll be second down. They'll run it up the middle now. Gordon. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll try and run it. Here's Gordon. And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on first down. Now Wilson. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here in this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Wilson. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
And there's a completion to the tight end, and look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 28. 18 big yards on that one, and a Denver first.
And this is why trying to cover the angle route is so difficult. Anyone playing the linebacker position, when they see a running back out of the backfield widen, because he heads towards the flat first, oftentimes you widen too much and overcommit. He cuts up inside, and that's what we saw there. Nice pickup for a first down.
Now a 10th carry for Melvin Gordon. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
This defense is really throwing around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. He'll get this to Hamler over the middle. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
So they need 6 yards here on 3rd down. They're 2 for 2 on 3rd down tries so far on this drive. Now they run for the gun with Gordon. And he'll be stopped here well short of first down at the 24-yard line.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play, stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. It makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
4th down, Wilson trots off, and on comes Brandon McManus for the Denver field goal. From the left hash, this will be a 41-yarder. The kick by McManus is good, and that will make this a 9-point lead. So he's been a busy man here in this first half. That's 3 field goals for him now.
And not just 3 field goals, but 3 for 3. So even though the offense is still a little bit putting it in the end zone, they've still been able to come away with points due to his leg.
After splitting the uprights, McManus to kick it away. Fields it right around the goal line. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. They'll be in search of their initial points of the contest, trailing 9-0 as they begin with a first down. Lawrence looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Pat Surtain. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown. An excellent play there, CD, on a pick six. And I think were they a nickel? Did they have an extra DB out there?
Yeah, Brandon, I think they were in standard nickel, not the Buffalo, as teams like to call it, meaning 3 safeties for big nickel. They just want to take away the quarterback's throwing lanes, and that's exactly what they did. They came through with a big-time pick six.
On here, Brandon McManus for the point after. And that will make this a 16-point lead. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. Shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. And no return here for Agnew, so they'll bring out, start the drive at the 25. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
They start on the ground with Robinson here. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Defenses always talk about earning the right to rush the passer on third down. And you know what offenses want? Win first down so they can set things up for themselves better.
And that wasn't helpful there. Not a big impact on first down. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 for the 26. From the gun, it's Lawrence. Completing it here to Martin Jones. And they're able to get this one across the 35. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's Lawrence to throw. They'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. It'll go as a gain of 4, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
Gave up completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Now the Jags are moving quickly in the hurry-up. Throwing again on 2nd down. Lawrence. He'll get this one complete to Zay Jones. And he'll be taken down, not before they work this to the 45.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they're acting panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball. And what you have to do, maintain your poise, and start to put together some drives.
First down now, but that clock rolling. Here's Lawrence. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. Actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over, then they get a chance to continue their drive.
Lawrence going to throw again. Finds his tight end Ingram. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout. as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. Seventh play of the drive now as it come up on a 3rd and 3. Now Lawrence. Well, they would have gotten the conversion if he could hold on. Instead, the drop means it'll be 4th down.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
They'll run for it with Robinson. The Jags come up empty on 4th down. And the Broncos will take over on downs. Well, down 2 touchdowns already. I guess they felt they needed to go for it, but still early, still first half.
I think conventional wisdom says, look, as you point out, you get a whole half to play. Hang in there. Don't give up any more points in this situation. Do a little adjusting at the half and come out ready to go. But sometimes those coaches can just sense their team maybe they're a little flat or they need a little extra inspiration, and he decided to go for it there and try and kickstart things.
Good starting position for the Broncos here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. From the shotgun, Wilson. And that's caught inside the 30. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Now Wilson. Sets up the screen to Gordon. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Here's 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Wilson. Got a man open, it's Sutton. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
He decided to run hitch route. It really helped to have a guy who could turn it loose. And boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Throwing again here. Wilson. He's going to be sacked. Back at the 23-yard line. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. Fourth down, Wilson trots off, and on comes Brandon McManus for the Denver field goal. This is a 40-yard attempt from the left hash. The kick by McManus is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So a capper there to a pretty good first half.
And I love the way that they put a chokehold on the clock and pretty much drained everything before they put the field goal on the board as they headed into the half.
Time for one play on offense. 7 seconds to go in the half as the kick is away. Now Jamal Agnew from his end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. He'll take the knee, and the final couple seconds will tick by in this first half. So we come upon halftime with the visiting Broncos taking the lead to the locker room. As it's time now to send you back stateside to Orlando, Florida, and check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, BG, thanks very much, and welcome one and all to our beautiful new downtown Orlando studios for this EA Sports Halftime Report. First order of business, though. Let's get a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for Denver. And the ground game has been a big part of why they have this big lead. And you have to figure they'll lean on it a little bit more in the third and fourth quarters.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. As they say here in London, all to play for as we are back underway in the second half. From his end zone, here comes Agnew. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15. Out come the Jaguars now as he'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. Well, they look up at the scoreboard facing that deficit. A 3-score game, Charles, but look, there's plenty of time to go here. The old football cliche that comes to my mind is you can't get it all back at once. They probably need something, though, out of this drive, at least 3 points.
Are you trying to say that there's no 3-score drive on that play sheet for any of those coordinators? They just don't have it, right? You're trying to get it all back. You know you can't get it back in one drive, but maybe cut into it a little bit as you just suggested. Try and create a little bit of momentum, a little bit of a spark, and then maybe that'll carry over.
And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
First down by Marvin Jones Jr., and he's got over 300 of those in a career now in its 11th season. He's a guy who just plays so well season in and season out, always averages about 50 to 60 yards a game, and is well respected in the locker room. One of those players that everyone wants in their lineup and wants in their organization.
So the completion results there in 9 yards. And they'll have a 2nd and 1 forthcoming.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
To throw again on 2nd down. Lawrence to the sideline. That's well done. Able to drag the feet. He's going to have the first down. 40 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and of course, foot dragging.
A little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And they get him down right near the midfield stripe. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball. But when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace it.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. A play fake for Robinson. Now Lawrence. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. Robinson will try to pick it up. Yeah, this is only going to be a gain of 2. He needed 3. It's 4th and 1.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
Here's Logan Cook now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. So now a look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the second half. So 1st and 10 here for Wilson and the Broncos at their own 16. Throwing is Wilson. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. Turns out to be a great idea to tuck that one. Good for 24 yards.
I am willing to bet that he got a monster grin on his face when he saw what was happening. Mancombs are so committed to denying a big throw that it pulled attention away from him, and he had an easy lane to hit, and hit it he did.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. To throw is Wilson. That is incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go for the 40. Wilson. This is Hamler on the receiving end. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson. Got a man complete. It's Hamler. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 44-yard line. And they get 10 yards there and convert on 3rd.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Wilson will throw again. And that one going to be off target and incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Here's a give up the middle. It's Gordon. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the run there. Now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. This defense could use a few more plays like that right now.
It certainly could, but think about it from an offense's perspective right now. They've got a lead, but they don't want to throttle down too much and stall themselves. Still want to move at a nice pace.
Oh, he'll air this one deep for Judy. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
The coverage was good, but I just wonder if they absolutely fooled the quarterback on that play. I think he was expecting something else. Ended up with nowhere to throw the football successfully.
The Broncos send out their punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Lawrence bringing the Jaguars up, 1st and 10 at the 20. They go play action now. Lawrence. They'll roll him out right. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's second down.
I certainly like what he did right there because he smartly wanted to avoid forcing anything downfield because nothing appeared to be open. Nice harmless slide there to avoid the big hit, and he gets a small gain on the play.
From the 22, Lawrence. Open man is Kirk, complete. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Lawrence finding Kirk there for the Jaguar first.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Lawrence will throw. And Jones has it over the middle. Short completion, just 4 yards, and it's second down. Play action. It's Lawrence. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Josie Jewell, the linebacker, getting the sack. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out, you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
So now after the sack of Lawrence, the Jags looking at a 3rd and long. Now Lawrence sets up the screen to Robinson. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. They call it a loss of a yard there. And that's going to make it 4th down.
Partner, when you see a screen pass and the defensive tackle ends up making the play, you know that one wasn't sold well at all because he should be upfield by the time you throw the pass. If not, you end up with big trouble, as we just saw right there.
Here's Logan Cook now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Good coverage there, holds it at just a 2-yard return following a punt of 44. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Here's a Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still, they've got the lead here, and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming. So 1st and 10 here for Wilson and Broncos at their own 26. Now it's Wilson. Buying time to his left. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20.
That's multiple times now. He's tagged him with a big gain with his legs. Really showing off some nice awareness and the ability to correctly realize when he's got a chance to tuck it and go himself.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Running left, it's Gordon on a toss. And he's going to take this across midfield into Jacksonville territory. Foyesade Oluwakan made the tackle there from his safety position. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If he could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
From just shy of midfield, Wilson. He completes this to Sutton. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him 1st down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and it breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field, and now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
action. It's Wilson. Throw to the right here to Gordon. Nothing on that one. It'll be second down.
That's a nice job defensively to make sure everyone was accounted for, because ordinarily you pick up the guys downfield and sometimes you forget about the running back. In this case, they did not and dropped him for no gain.
Looking to throw again on second down. Wilson delivering again to Gordon, and he's got him again. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line. Well, sometimes it's hard to take your eyes off this guy at the linebacker position. He can really cover some ground, and he did there to make that play.
And I think really good defenders can sniff out those screen passes. Just something that they can feel, something that they can sense about how the quarterback drops back or how the linemen are just a little slow to block the oncoming rushers. He read it perfectly. Got in there and made the play.
And according to Next Gen Stats, his top speed on that one, better than 20 miles an hour. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. To throw again is Wilson. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Coverage is awfully tight there on third down. They actually closed off all the passing lanes, forcing the incompletion and bringing up fourth down.
Fourth down, Wilson trots off, and on comes Brandon McManus for the Denver field goal. The kick by McManus is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So little by little, the better of these two sides starting to become more and more apparent.
3 points is not a knockout blow in the third quarter, but when the other guys haven't shown they can do anything, they don't have any points, this is looking pretty good. Maybe not a knockout blow, but a good stiff jab, that's for sure.
After splitting the uprights, McManus to kick it away. From his end zone, here comes Agnew. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says a line judge. The throw took him a little too far at second down. When tapping those toes, he tried to get both in bounds. He could not do it, though.
In tap dance parlance, could not complete the shuffle. All right, needed to get that shuffle down with both feet, not just one.
Is that what they say?
There it is. You know, put a little sand down on the stage.
I'll take your word for it, man. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
In so many ways, throwing the hit route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
Lawrence on 3rd down. To the sideline, and that's well done. Able to drag the feet. He's going to have the first down. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
But they certainly had success throughout this contest getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
Throwing again here, it's Lawrence. Throw left side, complete to Ingram. And he gets this one just shy of the 40 to mark him down at the 39. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end. A guy that you can line up anywhere, in the slot, out wide, in tight, doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Looking to throw, Lawrence. He targets Ingram for another grab. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. That'll go for a gain of 7, and it'll be second down.
I don't care what sport you're playing. Everyone likes to build up a little momentum, don't they? And look at this, back-to-back completions to big targeted tight ends.
That one not as profitable as the other, but still a decent gain. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he got blown up, losing yardage on play back at the 44. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now third down coming up.
I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I thought late game, down on the scoreboard, had to figure they expect a pass downfield.
Yeah, so the edge rushers, they're coming. That could have hit big. You're right. Good recognition defensively to snuff that one out. The Jaguars on third down. Not so hot. 2 for 9 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. Lawrence. And Ingram holds it in. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos 35. Great way to convert on third down there. 21 yards to play. A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss. No one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. But if they trim that lead down to just 2 scores, that's still a benefit to this squad.
Lawrence's throw into the hands of Kirk. And he's going to get this down near the 25. Still a few inches short of the first down as they come up now on second down. Again, it's Lawrence. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. The corner blitz pays off there as they sack him for a loss of 5. A CD, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything.
Yeah, that's when we turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
From the gun on third down, Lawrence. Complete to Jones. And he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And now the red flag out on the field. We'll have a challenge forthcoming.
The previous play is under review.
The thing that they'll be looking at is the spot of the football, and this is always such a tough one for officials to get exactly right.
Not just because of how fast the game's going, but just trying to get the right sight line to the football. That's not always easy. We'll see what they decide here.
After review the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
Now Lawrence on first down. Finds his tight end Ingram. And they're going to get this down inside the 15. But those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters. And this deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the 4th. But a nice first down to pick up on that throw.
Yeah, and this is where as coaches, you're looking for effort and execution. Even though the scoreboard is going against you, you want to find out who's going to fight, who's going to scrap, who's going to keep their heads up and continue to play.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. Being chased at left. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
After the incomplete pass here now is 2nd and 10. Lawrence going to throw again. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. The sack there by Bradley Chubb.
Remember, throughout my career here in defense, coaches always say, guys, you can earn the right to rush the passer. They put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. So now after the sack of Lawrence, the Jags looking at a 3rd and long. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Screenplay, here's Etienne. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. It'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down.
The whole idea of the screen pass is to fool the defense in a big way and create a big play.
They weren't fooled.
Not 1 second, not 1 bit. How about them figuring it out, diagnosing it, and spilling it for lost yardage?
Here we go. Gotta have it. Lawrence. It's incomplete. Took a shot. Couldn't connect. The Jags come up empty on 4th down. And the Broncos will take over on downs. That's another mistake there on the drop pass on 4th. And we've seen them do things like this all game.
It's not hard to figure out why they're down at that deficit. They haven't made plays that are going to keep them in the game or win the game all game long. That's another example right there. It all boils down at the end of it to execution. Either you make the play or you don't.
So 1st and 10 here for Wilson and the Broncos at their own 28-yard line. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's 2nd down. So 4th quarter, a nice run there to start this drive. Charles, what do you think the split will be here between run and pass?
Well, Bart, I think it'll lean towards the run, but this is also not a time where you just totally do that. You still have to possess the ball, move the sticks, and keep the clock moving as well. So they'll run their offense, but yeah, when they have a chance to run it, they'll do that a little bit more.
And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on 1st down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line's got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
4th down now after a loss of 2.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
It's a 40-yard punt, 4 yards on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set here. Been a tough go for them. It's still without any points here in the 4th quarter. In a big deficit, Charles, but they moved the football on some drives. They just haven't had any points.
Yeah, and I know in their minds they're thinking the game plan has actually been working. We just haven't scored points. Well, isn't that the bottom line, partner? To put points on the board. So if you're moving it and you're not scoring, is it really working? Right now, they've got nothing left to lose. They might as well go for broke.
Eluding and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Baron Browning from his outside linebacker spot, forcing the sack for a loss of 8.
Oh, you can just see it in their body language. They're starting to see victory on the horizon now, and if it comes to fruition, they got to give a game ball to the front 7. Defensive line has taken charge and controlled this game, facing a challenge of stopping this opposing offense, and have done so with ease.
Gotta imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. That's going to be caught by Kirk. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've had a lot of chances, but not much success, converting only 3 times. This is 3rd and 7. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Fourth down. Here's Lawrence. Escaping the pressure right. They juke. Lawrence hit and the ball is free. The Broncos say they have it. They do.
Okay, this isn't one where you want to take the game tape and hold it up as an example, do you? I mean, you talk about frustrating all the way through. And that last error, I think that crystallizes it, doesn't it?
Absolutely. That's been representative of their entire game still being shut out. And coming out now, the Broncos. And they have to be feeling pretty good. Comfortable four-quarter lead as they take over following the fumble recovery. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 49. Another tote for Gordon. He's been busy this afternoon. On a determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down.
We know Melvin Gordon is very effective getting to the perimeter, but being a former University of Wisconsin Badger means you know how to run the ball inside and with power as well. I also like the fact that he's a weapon in the passing game. Had as many as 58 catches in a season. Throw it to him in space and look out.
They go back to Gordon here on first down. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Good gain there on first down. It keeps him in a running situation, probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him, ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
Third and 2, now Wilson. He's got a man, it's Sutton, that's complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 20-yard line. They give him 13 yards there on the play, a fresh set of downs. And looking to put this game on ice in the fourth quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
Now a 20th carry, number 20 here for Melvin Gordon. He was brought down by Foyesade Aluakin.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now, I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call timeout. Run the football. We got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. On second down, Gordon once more. And he's able to work it here at the 8-yard line. 52 yards rushing for him now as he's toted it 21 times. Starting to look like this drive it may be the final nail in the coffin.
Well, this is why you work out so hard, right? This is why you spend all that time in the offseason. This is why you have those OTAs and minicamp. For these situations, these scenarios, to run someone into the ground and secure a victory.
First and goal, Melvin Gordon. And he maneuvers his way down to the 3-yard line. They give him 5 that time as they draw a bit closer here for a second and goal. So that run gets him about halfway home.
Yeah, it's now second and goal. The end zone beckons. It looms. They can do whatever they want. Full playbook. Run it again, or they can go play action and try to put it in that way.
They'll try and punch it in. Gordon. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Denver. Melvin Gordon. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Broncos have opened up a 4-touchdown lead here to fourth.
And to me, that touchdown allows you to start grinning widely on their sideline. I think they pretty much locked this one away.
Yeah, that's the clincher, the proverbial icing on the cake, if you will. Now McManus to tack on the extra point. And that'll push the lead up to 29 now. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And it's capped off by a touchdown run coming from Melvin Gordon. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. From his end zone, here comes Agnew. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. At this point, partner, things looking pretty bleak. They still haven't scored here in the fourth quarter, facing the big deficit. With silver linings, what can they look to do here offensively?
You know, it's funny. I talked about this with a coach in the offseason and kind of had this scenario like what feels good to you and what feels good to your team. You're down big. You really have like one possession left and you're trying to put points on the board that don't matter. But do they? And he told me they actually do matter. And in this situation, he's going to try and run the best offense he can run to have at least a little bit of confidence to take away from that game. So right now, they're going to try their best to get something up on the board and not get shut out.
From the 16, Lawrence. This complete to Jones. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the ballgame. On first down, Lawrence. To the sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays.
Nice game there, partner, but you and I both know that won't do anything for the final score. They're not going to win this one. Right now they're playing for pride and fantasy points.
And just to race that goose egg, nobody wants to be shut out. The throw again is Lawrence. He's going to drop this underneath for Robinson. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33. And now with 4 seconds left, we get a timeout call. A final shot now for Lawrence. One last shot at the end zone. And this is going to be caught. So it affects the final score, not the outcome, but it is a late touchdown here on the game's final play. The extra point is good, but it only impacts the final score as this game comes to a close. Well, on the one side, if you try to take away something positive from this game, they play to the final whistle, getting the touchdown there on the last play, but still, all for naught, really.
Yeah, I'd say give them points for positivity. I like that. That part is good. I often wonder, when the game is settled and the clock is run out, do we really need to kick the extra point?
Oh, yeah. It's silly. It's silly.
It doesn't make any sense to me. I know that people have explained before, well, you got to play it all the way through. Come on, this thing was done.